Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Emma. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack, and today we are going to practice something very real, something that many English learners find a little scary.
Yes, today we're learning how to talk to a police officer in English, step by step, with calm and confidence.
Many people feel nervous, Emma, when they see a police officer, even if they know English very well.
That is true, Jack, because our brain feels pressure and words sometimes hide. But don't worry, we will open that door together.
Let's start with the first step. Imagine you see an officer walking toward you. Your heart is beating faster, your palms are a little sweaty, and you think, oh no, what do I say?
The first thing to remember is to stay calm. Take a slow breath and smile gently if it feels natural. Saying hello is okay. Even a small hello, officer, can begin the conversation politely.
Exactly, Emma. You don't need to start with long sentences. A simple greeting shows respect and calmness. English is about communication, not perfection.
Now, if the officer says, "Good evening, can I help you?" your answer can be simple. You can say, "Yes, officer, I just have a question," or "I need some help, please."
And here is a teaching moment. Notice the word officer. It is polite to call someone their title when talking to them. Sir or ma'am can also work, but officer is clear and neutral.
Jack, sometimes people get nervous and mumble, or they speak too fast. Remember, slow, clear words help the officer understand you better.
Yes, Emma. And if you don't understand what the officer says, it is okay to ask politely, "Could you say that again, please?" Or, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand."
That's a very important phrase. Asking for repetition is not rude. It shows that you are trying to communicate clearly.
Imagine now the officer asks for your name. You can answer simply, "My name is Emma," or "I'm Jack. Nice to meet you."
And if they ask for more information, like where you are going, you can say, "I am going to the library," or "I am visiting a friend." Keep it simple, clear, and calm.
Jack, what if someone doesn't understand your words perfectly?
That's okay, Jack. Real English is not about being perfect. It is about communication. You can repeat slowly or say it in a different way, and the officer will understand. Now, let's imagine a small challenge. Suppose you are driving and the officer stops you. Your heart beats faster. What should you do?
First, stay calm and keep your hands visible. Then, greet politely. "Good evening, officer."
The officer may ask for your license and registration. You can say, "Yes, officer, here is my license," while handing it gently.
Remember, Jack, using polite words like please and thank you makes the interaction smoother.
And even if you feel nervous inside, your calm words show respect. That is the key. Sometimes officers ask questions that seem fast or complicated. Listen carefully and don't be afraid to say, "Could you repeat that, please?"
This is also a good moment to learn a new expression. May I ask why? You can use it politely if you don't understand the reason for a question.
Yes, Jack, it is polite curiosity. You are not arguing, just asking to understand.
Now, as the conversation continues, remember to speak slowly. Words like yes, officer, no, officer, and I'm sorry are very helpful.
And if the officer gives advice or instructions, nodding and saying, "Thank you, officer," shows you understand and respect their guidance.
Jack, many learners feel they must speak in perfect grammar. But here, the most important thing is clarity. Simple English works perfectly.
Yes, Jack. For example, "I don't understand" or "Can you help me" are short sentences but very powerful.
And even small phrases like "have a good day" or "thank you" leave a positive impression.
Let's imagine now the end of the interaction. The officer says, "Have a good evening." You can answer, "You too, officer." Simple, polite, confident.
And as you walk away, notice how your steps feel lighter. You realize you communicated in English in a real situation, not perfect English, but real English.
That is the goal, Jack. Communication over perfection, confidence over fear, real English that works in life.
Today, we learned greetings, polite phrases, asking for repetition, and ending conversations calmly.
These skills are useful not only with police officers, but in airports, offices, hospitals, and streets.
Confidence travels with you, Emma, and English becomes your friend.
So practice these sentences aloud, slowly, with calm in your voice.
Step by step, story by story, until English feels natural.
Imagine you are walking down the street and an officer approaches. Your heart beats faster, but remember, slow breaths help you stay calm.
Yes, Emma, and when the officer starts asking questions, your first thought may be, "Oh no, I don't know what to say."
That is natural, Jack. The first step is to smile gently and greet, "Good evening, officer." This shows respect and calmness.
Then the officer might ask, "Where are you going tonight?" You can answer simply, "I am going home," or "I am meeting a friend."
And if you are unsure about a word, don't panic. You can describe it instead. For example, if you forget the word restaurant, you can say, "I am going to eat at a place with food."
That's a very useful trick, Emma. Speaking around a word is better than staying silent. English is for communication, not perfection.
Now imagine the officer asks, "Do you have identification?" You can respond clearly, "Yes, officer, here is my ID," while handing it politely.
Notice, Emma, the words "yes, officer" are short, polite, and confident. Politeness makes every conversation smoother.
Sometimes the officer may speak quickly. If you don't understand, you can say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?"
And this is also a good moment to use another helpful phrase. Could you speak slowly, please? It shows respect and helps you understand.
Jack, what if the officer asks something you don't know how to answer?
You can be honest and polite. For example, "I'm sorry, I don't know," or "I'm not sure, officer." Honesty is always respected.
And always keep your hands visible and stay calm. Your body language is as important as your words.
Emma, sometimes learners worry about grammar, but here, slow, clear words are more important than perfect sentences.
Yes, Jack. Saying, "I don't understand," or "Can you help me," is enough to communicate clearly.
Imagine now a small challenge. The officer asks, "Why are you here at this time?" You might feel nervous, but you can answer simply, "I am returning from work," or "I am meeting a friend for dinner."
Short, polite sentences are very effective. You don't need to explain everything, just enough for clarity.
And if the officer uses words you don't know, it's okay to ask, "What does that mean, please?" Polite curiosity is welcome.
Jack, what about ending the conversation? Many learners feel awkward.
At the end, simple words work best. Smile, say "Thank you, officer," and respond to any final words, like "Have a good night," with "You too, officer."
These small phrases leave a positive impression. They show confidence and politeness.
And as you walk away, notice your own feeling, calm, confident, and proud that you spoke English in a real situation.
Not perfect English, Jack, but real, functional English that helped you communicate.
Exactly, Emma. That is the real goal of learning English: communication, confidence, clarity.
Let's practice a few more phrases for tricky situations. If the officer asks for your address, you can say, "I live at 123 Main Street." Simple and clear.
And if you are unsure about spelling, you can spell slowly, M-A-I-N, Main Street. Spelling is just a tool to help understanding.
What if the officer asks for your phone number? You can answer calmly, Yes, it is 555-1234. Say each number slowly to avoid mistakes.
And if the officer asks for your reason for being somewhere, short sentences are best. I am visiting a friend, or I am going home. Polite, clear, calm.
Sometimes officers ask about directions or details you don't know. Just say, I'm sorry, I don't know, officer. Honesty is respectful.
Emma, another tip. Use please and thank you often. These small words make a big difference in tone and friendliness.
Yes, Jack, and body language matters too. Stand straight, hands visible, nod when you understand. Confidence is shown with your posture.
Let's imagine a moment of reflection. You finish talking with the officer and walk away. You notice your steps are lighter, your heart calmer.
And you think, I spoke English, I communicated, I handled a real life situation. Not perfect English, but real English that works.
Exactly, Emma. That is the real goal of learning English. Communication, confidence, clarity.
Let's practice a few more phrases for tricky situations. If the officer asks for your address, you can say, I live at 123 Main Street. Simple and clear.
And if you are unsure about spelling, you can spell slowly. M-A-I-N, Main Street. Spelling is just a tool to help understanding.
What if the officer asks for your phone number? You can answer calmly, yes, it is 555-1234. Say each number slowly to avoid mistakes.
And if the officer asks for your reason for being somewhere, short sentences are best. I am visiting a friend, or I am going home. Polite, clear, calm.
Sometimes officers ask about directions or details you don't know. Just say, I'm sorry, I don't know, officer. Honesty is respectful.
Emma, another tip. Use please and thank you often. These small words make a big difference in tone and friendliness.
Yes, Jack, and body language matters too. Stand straight, hands visible, nod when you understand. Confidence is shown with your posture.
Let's imagine a moment of reflection. You finish talking with the officer and walk away. You notice your steps are lighter, your heart calmer.
And you think, I spoke English, I communicated, I handled a real life situation. Not perfect English, but real English that works.
Exactly, Emma. That is the real goal of learning English. Communication, confidence, clarity.
Let's practice a few more phrases for tricky situations. If the officer asks for your address, you can say, I live at 123 Main Street. Simple and clear.
And if you are unsure about spelling, you can spell slowly. M-A-I-N, Main Street. Spelling is just a tool to help understanding.
What if the officer asks for your phone number? You can answer calmly, yes, it is 555-1234. Say each number slowly to avoid mistakes.
And if the officer asks for your reason for being somewhere, short sentences are best. I am visiting a friend, or I am going home. Polite, clear, calm.
Sometimes officers ask about directions or details you don't know. Just say, I'm sorry, I don't know, officer. Honesty is respectful.
Emma, another tip. Use please and thank you often. These small words make a big difference in tone and friendliness.
Yes, Jack, and body language matters too. Stand straight, hands visible, nod when you understand. Confidence is shown with your posture.
Let's imagine a moment of reflection. You finish talking with the officer and walk away. You notice your steps are lighter, your heart calmer.
And you think, I spoke English, I communicated, I handled a real life situation. Not perfect English, but real English that works.
Exactly, Emma. That is the real goal of learning English. Communication, confidence, clarity.
You can repeat your answer slowly or explain in another way. For example, if you said, I am going to the shop, and they didn't understand, you can say, I am going to buy food at the store.
That's right. Using simple synonyms or short explanations helps a lot. Don't panic if your first words are not understood.
Also, remember to keep your body language calm. Hands visible, standing straight, small nods. This shows confidence.
Emma, sometimes learners feel embarrassed if they make mistakes, but mistakes are part of learning. Real English is not perfect. Real English works.
Yes, Jack. And if the officer asks something unexpected, you can pause for a moment to think. Silence is okay. It shows you are careful with your words.
Now, a useful phrase, I'm not sure, officer. Could you explain? This is polite and shows respect while asking for clarity.
And if you need to spell something, like your name or street, do it slowly, one letter at a time. Joshim or Main, Main Street.
Emma, what if the officer asks a question that seems confusing, like, why are you in this area at this time?
You can answer simply, I am visiting a friend nearby, or I am walking home from work. Keep sentences short, clear, and calm.
And always remember polite words, please and thank you. These small words create a friendly tone and help reduce tension.
Imagine the officer explaining something you didn't understand. You can respond, Thank you, officer. Could you say that slowly?
That shows respect and gives you time to understand. You are learning, and the officer usually appreciates polite effort.
Now, a very important tip. If the officer gives instructions, follow them carefully. Calm actions show cooperation and confidence.
Emma, and after the conversation, think about your feelings. You spoke English, you stayed calm, and you handled a real situation. That is a huge achievement.
Not perfect grammar, not perfect accent, but real English that worked in life.
Yes, Emma. Every small conversation builds confidence. Every polite phrase strengthens your ability to speak calmly in English.
Let's practice a few more phrases for misunderstandings. I'm sorry, could you explain that again? Or, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat?
And if you feel nervous, remember to take a slow breath before speaking. Calm voice, clear words, short sentences.
And small phrases at the end matter too. Thank you, officer, and you too, have a good night. Polite endings leave a good impression.
Now imagine walking away, feeling calm and proud. You realize, I spoke English. I communicated. I handled a real situation.
And that feeling builds confidence for the next conversation, whether with police, at a shop, or in a hospital.
English becomes a tool, a friend, a way to navigate life calmly and clearly.
Step by step, story by story, your English grows naturally. Practice these sentences aloud, slowly and with calm confidence.
Remember, real English is not about perfection. It is about communication, clarity, and confidence.
That's all for this section. Imagine you just finished talking to the officer. You answered questions, stayed calm, and handled the situation politely. Now it is time to end the conversation.
Ending politely is very important. You can smile gently and say, "Thank you, officer." Simple, polite words leave a strong impression.
And if the officer responds with, "Have a good night," you can answer, "You too, officer." Small words, but they show respect and confidence.
As you walk away, take a moment to feel how your body and mind feel. Calm, lighter steps, heart beating normally. That is the feeling of success in communication.
Now let's reflect. You spoke English in a real situation, not just in a classroom. Not perfect English, but real English that helped you communicate.
That is the most important part, Emma. Real English is about connection, clarity, and confidence. Grammar mistakes do not matter as long as people understand you.
Today, we practiced greetings, answering questions, asking for repetition, explaining simply, and ending politely. These skills work everywhere, not only with police officers.
Airports, shops, offices, hospitals, streets. Confidence in English travels with you. Every polite phrase and calm word builds your ability to communicate in real life.
Let's practice some final phrases together. Hello, officer. Could you repeat that, please? I don't understand. Thank you, officer. You too. Have a good night.
Speak them slowly, with calm in your voice. Feel the power in simple English. These small sentences are your tools to navigate life.
And remember, body language matters too. Smile gently, stand straight, keep your hands visible. Calm actions and words work together.
Another reflection. If you make mistakes, don't worry. Mistakes are part of learning. Every conversation teaches you something.
And each conversation builds confidence. Step by step, story by story, English becomes natural, like a friend walking beside you.
So now take a moment and imagine your next conversation. You greet politely, answer clearly, ask for help if needed, and end confidently. You are ready.
These skills are not only for emergencies or police interactions, they are for life. Communicating politely, clearly, and calmly is valuable everywhere.
Let's recap quickly. Greet, explain simply, ask for repetition if needed, speak slowly, be honest, use please and thank you, follow instructions, and end politely.
Practice these aloud every day. Step by step, sentence by sentence, your confidence grows naturally.
And remember, real English is about human connection. It is not about perfect grammar or accent. It is about understanding and being understood.
Takeaways from today: calm your mind, speak slowly, use polite phrases, be honest, and reflect after each interaction. These lessons will stay with you.
And as you walk through life, English becomes your tool to communicate confidently, clearly, and politely in any situation.
Thank you for staying with us through this story. Practice these phrases, feel calm in your voice, and notice your confidence growing.
Step by step, story by story, your English will grow. Keep listening, keep speaking, and always believe in yourself.
This is Emma
And this is Jack.
from Talk Ema.
Keep practicing, keep smiling, and always believe in yourself.